Okay. Let's test the. Let's test. Dang, a lot of support today, huh? I need to be live for this to work. Okay. Pestorino, Al Pacino. I'm testing. I am testing. Boy is testing. Ooh, an Ana gamer. Been a while since I've done this. Okay, that sounds good to me. I'll be honest. Got some in-game audio. Okay, good. So what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna do right. Is he said we're gonna get some games in, yeah?
Brings back memories.
And then after we get some games in, I got some videos I want to watch.
How far is it to Malibu?
Gonna watch, gonna commentate. Don't hate. Gonna watch, gonna commentate.
Go to your head.
My Baptiste is
You can still die.
Aim isn't the problem with my Baptiste. It's more of like, it's more of the ability usage that I struggle with.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Enemy target located.
Down to business.
Nice to be the patient for a change.
Oh, I love it, and you know.
You're going to be
No kills, but
watch here.
there you go. Just gotta pressure him. You know, sometimes. Yeah, no, you win. I'm not even gonna lie.
Enemy radar.
Amplification matrix ready. Like new again. Immortality field, let them out.
You win. Like, couldn't get the win, but I definitely pressured him. I need to, like, change some of the settings just a little bit.
Enemy contact.
Yeah. Ugh, good. Need slight changes here. Slight, just a little bit. I can't tell if it's too much or too little, but I'm like overshooting on some of the burst damage. Like I'm leaving some damage on the table.
Objective lost. Stop the pain.
Oh, this.
Loading. 1 sec.
I don't know where my front line is.
Now you don't. You are completely healed. Heads up.
God.
Got the victory fever. Getting a little secure. Everyone feeling better?
No, no, no. As long as I can like, ooh.
My ultimate is ready. Get in position. Move up with me.
Thank you, my friend.
Ça, c'est prescription, docteur.
Oops.
My ultimate is ready.
There's the enemy.
Amplification matrix ready.
My ultimate is charging.
Loud and clear.
Yes, sir. I do not play a lot of this, so.
You are completely healed. Little Mason goes a long way.
Dang. Not the best with the balls, I'm not gonna lie. Not the best with the heel knees. I don't know exactly how to get them off perfectly every time. Ow! Chin check that fool. Oh! No! A bunch of head bonking that just happened. Just doink, doink, doink. Like,
On essaye ça encore.
not exactly a great showing on my part on that one.
Qui j'en y est?
Engaging the enemy. 60
I want to heal you. Dang it.
Engaging milestone.
Immortality field deployed. Stay inside. Like it never happened.
30 seconds.
We're almost there. Keep it together.
Hunt him down.
Fortified. Steady. Victory is nearly ours.
Nice.
And for his
Not a terrible Baptiste gamer. Not the flashiest though. It needs a lot more effort. Ugh. All right. I can't type that fast. What it's all about. Anyway, well, that's good enough. Let's charge in, get some support, plat support in today. Just a little bit. We're gonna get some quick reactions in. We're gonna come out, you know what I'm saying? Damn, son. Getting absolutely smoked. Honestly, can't risk it. Let's just get this out. Get all this money that we need. Can't play around with that. Actually gonna look horrible next year. Ooh. All right, we're gonna get some little ranked in, a little bit of ranked in, you know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna get some reactions, inhuman reactions. Ho 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 ho. Ho 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 ho. No. Yes-er Bob, yes-er Bob, yes-er Bob. Someone send me a game. Yes-er, yes-er. Let's go. Let's effing go. Oh man, a lot of fast Ana gamers today. Oops. Why do I do this?
Another day, another battlefield. Get in the immortality field.
Just one more mission.
Yeah, like,
Roger that.
will I ever be able to play Ana ever again? No, I won't.
All systems
I
fired up
won't.
and ready
I played
to go.
Baptiste today, apparently.
You can't take Talon down by yourself, Jack.
Maybe not, but then I've always liked being the underdog.
ازيك؟
Qui j'en y est?
It's on here.
5, 4, 3, soon.
We're bapping now, boys.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
A shot of hell. Everyone feeling better? Now you see me? Now you
That's bad.
are completely
I gotta
healed.
like get around here.
Engaging the enemy.
Need Sombra to.
Heads up. Reaching up.
Died immediately.
I got you.
Up for more? My ultimate skill is
Nanoboost administered.
Oh! No, too close, too close.
Mortality field deployed. I appreciate it.
Huge. Clean little double burst, but I choked the rest because I had to like survive.
Over here, in dipped up shape.
My ultimate is ready.
Almost right. My ultimate's almost ready.
Self-destruct sequence. EMP activated.
Stay alive, boy.
Time for the reckoning.
Get into the field.
Can't really.
Select them out.
No, dude, I got too close.
That wasn't my best shot.
It's a solid hold.
be moving.
Solid hold, but I'm trying to figure out when to use Bat Ball. There's not like a lot of.
Rendezvous at my position.
Hello.
Enemy.
30 seconds.
Defend until the end.
Ugh.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Et si nous le faisons encore?
Ahlan.
Hello.
Wish I had Juno. I'd definitely be cooking, but.
Enemy spotted. Great. Catch you later.
Let's get you on.
I'm not getting what I need out of this. I am not getting what I need out of this.
Yeah, the night is
After I
young.
pop, I'm gonna swap. Maybe Zen? Yeah, Zen maybe. We'll see how that goes. Zen or Kiri?
Your carry is here. System pretty hot.
Get into the field.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Our timing is off. I need to get this ult off. I've been cooking it this whole time. Then I'm gonna swap to Zen. We'll see. We'll see from there.
EMP activated.
Mortality field down. Light them up. I'm the cream of the crop.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Check in.
Oh my god, stop doing that. Bro, I can't hit. You're jumping. I can't hit you. This is not happening for me. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Doctor's orders. Amplification matrix charging. Now you see me. Now you don't.
60 seconds.
Helden sterben.
Doctor, victory field.
Fight's coming to us, just like old times. Everybody riot! We got what we wanted.
You look like you needed a hand.
30 seconds.
The white tiger becomes defense until the end. Amplification matrix ready. Prepare to fight.
Yep, keep pumping it.
Ten seconds remaining.
Coming up.
Let them up.
Freeze. Don't move.
Messi.
Okay, a little bit better. It went a little bit better. Died a lot in one go though.
Score
Like just had a streak of death.
2.
Not gonna
Switching
work.
Sides.
Not gonna work for the long time, eh? Not gonna work for the long time.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Let's try Kiriko, man. Let's try it. Like Baptiste was fine, but it's not like I was like particularly helpful other than solo work. It wasn't like I was moving the needle some intense way.
I'll find my own path. Stay in sight, and I'll keep you safe.
So hopefully with some damage.
Hi. I really need some new clothes.
Let me take you shopping in Seoul. I'll find you all the cutest stuff.
Wait, really? I mean, wow! That sounds fun!
Ooh.
They had this coming, so let's give it to them. Hey there!
Over here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing. Escort the payload.
We'll show them a trick or two. Kai Kusuru. I've got you.
I don't have it.
Eyes on a target. I might get to you.
I beat you.
My ultimate is stronger.
Oh my god.
I'm with you.
Finally, I got something with that.
Don't move.
Kakaya,
My ultimate is ready.
Sequence.
join me.
Come here, Toki.
Ooh,
Thank you.
huge.
Diva, back in action.
Hey.
My ultimate is ready.
Enemy turret ahead.
Payload's heading out.
Yeah, Anna, you gotta hold it down for me, man.
Enemy turret down.
Carried on the wind. My ultimate is ready. Join me.
My ultimate is ready. Let's go.
Ultimate is fully
My
charged.
ultimate
Get
is
in there.
ready.
Kai.
Tactical visor active.
Time for the reckoning. I feel all warm inside. Hear my bell.
Careful.
Like a gentle rain. Nobody can eyes on a target. Guys over. Don't move.
Let's clutch this out. Like I don't need. I shouldn't have needed to do that. Shouldn't have needed to do that.
Around.
But I'm gonna pop it now. Kitsu Rush.
Ultimate is charging.
Enemy over here. Just Tyson. Why did the payload stop? Enemy here. 私が守る。What's that? Cleansed. I'm here.
Everyone heal up.
Draw strength from nature. Let the kitsune guide you. 不许走。
I can't really do it well. I'm not a Kitsu. I'm not a Suzuer. Sorry.
Another
Not it.
day, another battlefield.
I failed. Like I failed because I can't aim. Be different if I was able to pop her, but
Ultimate is almost ready.
Enemies coming on board.
Stay near the mortality field.
yeah, we're falling apart a little bit.
Reloading. Stay alive.
I'm completely pulled up. I'm ready to start a blizzard.
Very well. None of you said minutes. When we have the win, let's kick this up. This ends now.
I'm getting pushed out now. I'm getting rough. Just getting crunched now.
Tout le temps ça va
30
finir.
seconds
Yes, what?
remaining.
We're here to be heard. Crank up the game.
My ultimate is charging.
Enemy inside.
10 seconds remaining.
不许走！失恋の鍵爪を解き放て！
Well,
Team kill.
kind of threw that one, huh?
Defeat.
Next. Like, we had this sauce, we had the drip. Like, how's this Alt F9 not working? Okay, here we go. Oh, and 1. It was promising. It was a promising little game there. It was promising, but then it kind of fell off a cliff a little bit. It fell off a cliff, as you know what Overwatch does every once in a while. You know, can't synergize right. You can't, get it done. Can't get it done, can't get the job done, yeah? Nope. Talking up to lack of experience on my end. I'm sure if I was able to pop off in some way, it would have helped. But I don't play enough. I only play Ana. So it's pretty solid for just being an Ana player, though. Not gonna lie. But requires a bit of work. Boom. Boom. Deuterino Alpo Chino. Man, these people are melting their brains. Ooh. Oh, it's a game. Diamond 5. Look at that split.
Battle.
But I'm ready.
Select your hero.
Ready, Freddy. You want vacay? Cabana. Coba Cabana. Coba Cabana.
I will not leave a broken world behind.
I've been listening to your new music.
Why? Is Vishkar doing research
I don't
on
want
me
a
or something?
highlight, dude.
I am intrigued by how
Is that-
the sound moves behind my eyes when I listen.
Oh, that's because
I was like,
of
is that why my freaking
Glad you like it. Yeah.
video capture ain't capturing?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Like, give me a break,
Round
brother.
1. Capture the objective.
Let's move out.
Like, what the? a good sleep. You didn't want to live, bro. Simple as that. And
Enemy set here. No recovery. Sniper, be careful.
this is chaos.
The Eye of Horus watches over you. You're powered up. Get in there.
No, you're not touching me, bro. Whoa. Oh, come on. I'm piping up right now. You out here pressing me like unbelievable, bro. Putting the pressure on you. Yeah, I'll body block that kill.
I appreciate the support. Careful. I got you.
Push him, push him, push him, push him. Oh no. Yeah, I'll just die with you. I just gotta die with you.
Nano boost is charging.
No one can help you if you're by yourself.
Tactical visor activated.
Keep fighting. Thank you.
Don't even need to see you. Missed the flick.
My ultimate is charging. I keep nano boost is charging.
My tactical visor is charging.
All in way enough.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Destroying him right now.
I see an enemy. I keep you up. You are under my guard. Shotgun.
Last round. One.
They never learn.
Score 1-0.
Turn up. Please stay on, Widow. Please stay. Please. Please stay on, Widow, please. Please. Please.
Or wrong. I'm gonna finish this war.
Why are you baiting them? I don't understand this. Why would you bait them into making a good decision? If they turn up on you, you're the lowest. You can't. You can't talk. You're not that far off.
Victory.
Listen.
Let you fall. Hush now. I slept the target. I appreciate the support. Keep you honest.
Where are you? Where'd you go?
Don't fret.
Giant gorilla, and I can't find it.
Sniper. Shukran. I am unbreakable. My ultimate is ready.
No one can hide from my sight.
You're powered up. Get in there.
That's too soon.
Stand up straight. Tango down.
Ha-ha!
Ahlan. Shukran.
Got me some clips out of this one.
Hello. I'll keep you up.
Yeesh. We'll take it. We'll take them. We take those.
Play of the game.
Take those, man. We take those, man. We take those, man. Let's do one more. And then it's react time. We got ourselves a good little game in there too, huh? 1-1, did that change it? I'm an old man, my brain doesn't work good. All right, yeah, I did. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got me like, out of that game, I'm gonna have to scrub through a long VOD, but I think we got ourselves a little short out of that little exchange. A nice game, full game for a VOD, and blah, 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 blah. A short, not bad. Not bad at all. My Ana is way better than my Baptiste. I'll tell you that right now. Or my Kiriko. Maybe we'll try Zenyatta if I can't play Ana, but I'm gonna be popping trans like crazy. Like crazy, bro. We got ourselves another one. Boom, boom, boom. Got 2 videos lined up that I want to react to. 2, just 2, just 2. Don't worry, it's just 2 of them. I'm a botanist. Hey, it's the guy we played against. Hopefully Xanarchy is gonna pop off this time. If not, I got your
not
back, fam.
leave the broken world behind. Systems online. Weapons ready.
Oh, we swapped teams? It's only like 4 people playing Overwatch today. I mean, that's fine by me.
Mother's
but-
work is never done.
No, I don't want to request a highlight. Ah!
Sorry. I'll keep our medics safe.
Wow, it's literally mapped. I don't know if there's been an update to Overwatch, but my
3.
G-Force capture button is the same.
Attack commencing.
It's the freaking same as requesting a highlight. I respect it, but I don't.
Targeting hostile. Healed up. Watch here. Enemy in sight. Okay, I see you.
I'm hurt, fellas.
Like I'm being free fired upon here. Like I need an adult.
Move up with me.
Here we go. Like, I'm over here dodging bullets. Manami, what's up? Getting bullied before I do my react videos real quick.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Disadvantage.
Like, we gotta we gotta pressure the dudes. Like, they're just bullying us. I can't do anything. I mean, I can, but it just hurts.
My ultimate is charged.
You gotta make yourself available to me, baby. Win. Like, just pure pressure.
I've got you in my sights.
We're not doing anything. What I'm doing is I'm getting beat up. Literally getting smacked around for this ranked game here. I'm trying to, you know, make it happen, but like they just have supremacy here, and we're not like offering any pushback. Yeah. You have 0 interest. What is happening?
You're powered
Let's
up.
go.
Get in there. Accept one.
Dragon consumed.
30 seconds remaining.
Like, what do I have to do here to prevent me from getting bullied here? Jesus. I can't do anything. Like, we can't literally, nothing can be done here.
Score.
My man Xanarchy's having a bad day. Like,
Switching sides.
thusly putting me in a
Still
bind.
have some fight in
I'm
me.
in a headlock right now.
Select your
I don't know,
hero.
man. Getting absolutely cooked, brother.
I will not leave a broken world behind.
Free damage.
Don't worry. I'll keep our medics safe.
they all are kind of. Nothing moved till we.
I'm the one who does his job. I'm thinking you're the other one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the pain.
I won't let you fall. That must be. Mademoiselle, what was put there? Healing you.
You know, I get those. You know I get those, baby. You know I get those, baby.
That is it. I'll keep you up. Enemy in sight.
Heck, bruh. I could have won, but no, not quite. It was a nice little moment though. That's a clip for sure. I get some good clips in. For sure. No! Charge in! You gotta charge in or something. I don't know. He probably used it. Oh, nice try.
Play of the game.
It's anarchy, bro. Inty. We were free, bro. We were free. We were too free. We'll do another one since that was so brutal. 1 and 2. Listen. It's not all a loss, okay? It's not all a loss, all right? There was some really good moments in there. Thanks, Manami. It wasn't all bad, you know? I was able to do my thing a little bit, be able to move, stick and move, get a little 3K. You know, not bad. Not stinking bad. I'm not stinking mad. Let's see if we can pop off the next game. Let's see if we can do it one more time, and then I have to react to these stinking videos. Yes, sir. 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 Deuterino, Al Pacino. What am I doing here? Heroes. You don't really get that many Ana highlights for real, for real. Come on, I want some random stuff. Yeah, seeded, okay. Kneeling, you pop a squat. That's pretty cool. Not buying it though. You can't buy it, but no, I don't want a dead Ana, okay? Like my Ana's nice and alive. What do I want to change this to? You cut this AC on. I'm starting to cook a little bit. Kiriko, I'm terrible at Kiriko. Let me see. I am so bad. I should put some practice into Kiriko a little bit though. I mean, she's absolutely cracked. Oh, never mind. Whoopsies.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Just because you said Kiriko, I'm going to put some practice into Kiriko. I'm going to try to get good. I'm going to really try to commit. But it's really hard to do when you poured all your life into Ana and you know exactly what to do. But we'll work on some Kiriko gaming. But she's absolutely busted. So busted. But I'm just not good. It's the slow moving object thing. Like,
I will not.
I don't know how to compensate, so it makes me kind of feel like I'm spamming a corner, which, you know, to be fair, that's probably kind of what you're supposed to do. To be fair. To be fair.
5,
I like this map. This is either a big win or a big loss. I like it.
1.
Big fan, big fan, big fan. Stan,
Locks in 30
let's go. What do I got? I got Moon, so I'm gonna hold for Moon. Maybe for Ram. We'll see who I sync up with.
I'm in aim.
Time to tango.
Covering you.
Got eliminated, bro.
Healing fortified. Stand up straight.
You can play me, bro. Dang, bro. There you go.
Enemy.
Oh, never mind. Oh, finish him.
Robot secure.
Don't get too close.
Taking care of you.
Cut the corner.
Superior number.
Oops, I'm dead. That's it. You cut the corner,
The enemy is
and I can't help you. Just forget about help if you're behind a wall, bro.
You'll have to try harder than
This is a lot of like free DPS run. Like,
keep fighting. Targeting hostile. Stand up straight.
I've got you in my sights.
Healing fortified. أنا ما حدش يقدر علي.
you guys are a full-time job, dude. Dang. You boys don't care. You're just popping ult. So I'm popping ult for the save.
Group up with me.
Hello there.
Patience and progress.
TNT, you Simon!
Keep fighting. Watch here. Group up at my position.
Starting the push.
وريهم قوتك. You're powered up. Get in there.
Yeah, finish that. Oh.
I appreciate the support.
Dang, bruh. I picked the wrong target. Should have hit tank there. You play me if you want. You can duel me if you want, my boy.
That must sting. Come on now.
Dang, they can't. I'm getting smacked, dude. Like, you're making me wince, bro. Huge.
Island. I've got my ultimate is ready. Get in there and I will boost you.
Hi, sunshine.
Your team is
Getting freaking moved around here.
Put your back into it.
Rendezvous in my position.
Get ready.
I'm dead. I didn't even see the monkey, to be honest. Didn't even see the monkey.
My ultimate is ready.
You got nano vise.
I'm in aim.
Ain't no saving you, my boy.
Nano boost is ready to deploy. I'll keep you up.
Fuck, they took the robot from us.
Do it.
Tactical
You're
visor.
powered up. Get in there.
I mean, a double dive, I'm gonna lose. So
وريهم قوتك.
thanks, Manami. I'm trying here, but you know, you get a double dose like that with a nice little splash damage at the start, you're cooked. I don't know what to do for you. I don't know what to do for me.
We lost the robot.
I'm here.
We're going to
Keep
let
fighting.
them catch up.
Eva logging on.
Let's spill some blood.
I need to stop. I need to stop whiffing those sleeps on the monkey, though.
We lost the lead.
It's not doing anything for me.
I've got you. No recovery.
Wow. Immediately wrecked. I got greedy there. That was my fault. I should have let that go immediately.
I go out on my
I should have let that go immediately.
Stop them
My
from pushing
ultimate
the
is
fence
charged.
thing.
That monkey is free reigning here.
Don't fret. I see you. It's nodding off.
Still the best shot I know.
Healing you.
Uh-oh, they're
Being
pushing.
fortified.
They use sunlight.
The Eye of Horus watches over you.
Your carry is here.
Reaper's Reaper's not having it, I guess. Reaper is not having it.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Almost another nano visor. I just need to be able to not get picked. It's like the key to this exercise here.
Cleanse. Don't fret. I see you.
Oh my gosh, bruh.
Keep an eye out.
slept her behind her though.
Get it back!
I've been doing this for you.
Oh my gosh, bruh. He knows who to attack. Like, I'm still not even the most dead though. Getting pressure like crazy, but I'm still getting some stuff off.
Death ignited. Enemy turret ahead.
Enemy in sight.
Let's go.
Can't do anything. I'm just food. Can't do anything. Monkey comes out. Like, all they need is a little bit of damage on my head, and I'm cooked. Like, maybe I'm a little too aggressive trying to catch up, but
Let the Kitsune guide you.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Aim where they're
Thank
going.
you.
Not where they
10 seconds remaining. Well done.
Over there! Mercy on call.
I need to figure out how to not be food for the monkey. That's what I need to do. That's top priority. He sees me, he's on me, and then the team is with him, so.
Walim Widdick. Eyes on the target.
What is... They're just on me. They're just diving me now. 11 deaths, though. We're cooked. No! Yeah, they got me out of here. They got me up out of there, bro. Oh, well. GG's. 1 and 3s. 1 and 3s. I need to think. I need to be a little bit... What I did, I failed a lot at hitting that monkey. Like, I failed a lot there. Like, I should be able to be a little bit better at, like, shooting monkeys, managing their bubbles, because I need to drop him and then immediately start repositioning while fighting off other divers. Like, you have to do this perfectly. So, that was on me. That was on me. I have to do better. I still died a lot less than a lot of people, so that's good. But it's not good enough. So, you know, we'll tag back in. We'll dive. We'll get back to it. But now, let's cool down. One, I got to turn up this AC a little bit. But two, I got a couple of videos I'm trying to watch here. So, Oh, let me end the recording. What we did do is get a lot of good content. I'm not going to lie. The last game didn't have much, but the past 2 games, I had some good stuff. So you're going to see some shorts in a little bit after I get off. But one sec, I got to turn on the AC, and then I'm going to start queuing up these videos real quick. Let me see which one it was. Boom. It's this video. It's this video. Okay, and then it's this video. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, here we go. I will be right back. Oh my. Oh. Hey. Hey. All right. Hey. Whew. That was a good little gaming session, though. Not gonna lie. Oh no, I'm getting a little politely. Wait. All right, here we go. Let's see. Will this change things? No, actually, it doesn't. Sick. All right, let's end the O-dubs real quick. Okay. And let's get these videos queued up. So ignore the very messy desktop. Mind your business. Mind it. Mind it. Why is it not? Is there another video playing somewhere? Why is it not doing the thing I needed to do? Anyway.
5 seconds later.
No! Here we go. Actually, this is right. This is the correct thing. Okay.
People loved it.
You know, nobody anticipated how
All right,
meaningful
boom. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. All right. This chat box a little less large. What I need to do is have it like, I need to change the cutoff. Can I change the cutoff for it? Hide delay, chat delay. We're doing it live. Yo, Manami, what's going on? What's going on? Whatever. That should work. So if someone says something, then chat thing should work. Anyways, got a video I'm trying to start the recording here. Got a video I'm trying to react to really quick. Couple of them. Couple. So that's your cup of tea, hang out, because I'm chilling for a second. Because the thing you don't want to do is just be mad that you're playing a video game. That defeats the entire purpose of playing a video game. So, can only handle 4 ranked games. Not terrible. Like an hour and some change. That's not bad. A few losses, 1 win, you know. A little sporadic there. But, you know, we live. So what I'm going to do is watch other people suffer. The biggest disaster in Overwatch history, not Overwatch history, it's about Overwatch, but in esports history. Let's see what they're talking about here. I think I've seen this like months ago, but I haven't seen it in a while, so let's get it.
Overwatch was this very successful game. Global, people loved it.
You know, nobody anticipated how meaningful and big the success of the game would be, obviously.
When it was announced that Blizzard was starting Overwatch League, obviously everyone was very excited.
I think it was initially pitched as like, you know, NFL for esports.
Yeah, that's our
very
vision
true.
For how we're going to celebrate and reward our players is build a league that is like the NFL, only global.
This is true. When Overwatch League first came out, like it was kind of a big deal for me, at least, because Overwatch 1 was like a thing that kind of took over my gaming life. I mean, I'm still playing Overwatch, obviously, for extended periods of time, but like just how much I cared about Overwatch, you know, how long I played. Instead of playing an hour and a half or hour and 15 minutes, it was like 2, 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes. So when they came out with Overwatch League and they had this whole NFL approach, and this guy here, I think he's New England's Patriots owner. So like when they're talking about doing football, like a football style Overwatch League, like I like football, don't watch it that much because I don't really have the cable set up for it. I could try harder and go watch it, but whatever. But yeah, like they set up the league to kind of be like this football thing. Like, hey, you live over here, you can go see Philly, you can go see Washington, you can see, I mean, Shanghai. It was also international, so it was like kind of crazy. So it was a really super big deal. But I didn't quite know how they were able to fund this. You know, like it seemed like a very expensive thing to be doing. So. I mean, hey, they had some free money running around. Football was making some crazy money. Activision was making some crazy money. So I guess they were like, okay, this is worth to expand into.
How we're going to celebrate and reward our players is build a league that is like the NFL, only global.
By the way, shouts out Washington Justice. That was a Justice. We didn't really win that much, but, you know, I got to rep the town. You know what I'm saying?
He's killed 4 players now on his own.
6v6 too, bro. It was so electric. Oh my god.
I was a bit worried because it sounded like a logistical nightmare.
There was conversations of people being like, they have to be having a hard time setting this up.
True.
I think over time, the league lost a lot of its personality. Like it just started to feel
very true.
bland.
Well, you know,
before XQC, I don't know if XQC was already stupid rich before this, but this was when XQC got my radar. Dude was the freaking guy, dude. He brought in a lot of people to Overwatch, but now he is rich, stinking rich. He's probably making more money than the league itself. I mean, the league doesn't exist anymore, so duh.
you want your team to win, right? They're going to have to play what's meta.
From the viewing perspective, it was certainly boring to see the same heroes
yes.
on every map and every match, right?
I was not able to speak publicly about OWL while I worked at Twitch, but you better believe that I was the guy in every f***ing meeting going, this is stupid and you're all stupid.
At a certain point, I'm like, what the hell do you people want?
We don't want goats, that's for sure. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We do not want no stinking goats. Tired of that. That was so freaking trash, bro. It was so trash.
Boy culture. That is how Activision Blizzard is now being described here in this new lawsuit.
The danger here is YouTube go, you know what? We don't want to be associated with you because T-Mobile don't want to be associated with you. Coke don't want to be associated with you.
We were doing more than fumble in the dark. We were running into walls. Like it was just double shield. There was no hope.
In the midst of that, they were behind the scenes working on a not sequel, then sequel, everything changed kind of thing.
There is a community that wants
not sequel. Let's put emphasis on the not sequel. Overwatch 2 is Overwatch 1 minus 1 tank and a more extensive eShop. So, you know, God, dude, they really bumbled this one a little bit.
a lot of Overwatch 1 back, and they think a lot of the magic was lost to 5.5. I think more and more people will start to realize maybe we did have it better.
There was no need for Overwatch 2. It was a cash grab,
Samito,
scam that made them abandon the first game for years.
Hard language.
Kind of like a perfect storm of
hard language from Samito.
An esports league.
It's insane how many bad decisions Overwatch League made over the years.
Celebrate love.
Oh yeah, everybody loves ads, by the way.
We were 11
Get some
years
flowers
old
for your loved ones, okay?
Like
Don't buy them. Go outside. Go pick them off a tree. It's free. And if it's in someone's yard, run away when you pick it so they don't get mad. And give it to your mommies and your dads, your sisters and brothers, and anything in between. Come on, it's love.
It has been something like 17 years.
God, Temple of Anubis
opened the door.
Some of those maps,
adventure.
And some of those maps were tough to play in. I'm not gonna lie. Hanamura, Temple of Anubis, sometimes Temple of Anubis, especially if the dude was a cracked like Widow on the other team. I think there's another one that sucked to play in. Sometimes Volskaya sucked to play in. Oh my gosh, I don't miss those maps.
My friends, the wait ends right now.
Overwatch.
Soldiers,
scientists, adventurers.
When Overwatch was released on May 24th, 2016, it was something new. A MOBA-style hero shooter that rolled many of gaming's favorite elements into one mind-blowing offering.
It felt like sort of return to the Saturday morning cartoon heroes of like, you know, my childhood and all that. Like ability shooters are common now, but at the time that was still something that was relatively new. And I think it wasn't just me. I think the gaming community in general was very excited about it.
Yes,
there was a palpable sense of excitement. And before long, Overwatch blew up, both in terms of active player base and the hours they spent playing the game.
More than 7 million players have joined Overwatch's fight.
Holy crap!
Across all 3 platforms, 190 million hours of the game have been played since launch on May 24th.
It's so smooth, it's so fresh, it's so dynamic, it's so responsive.
Hanamura.
It's just absolutely ridiculous.
God, I hate Hanamura.
It is my favorite game. It goes without saying. This is my favorite game right now.
Overwatch was designed with esports in mind.
Look at
from
that.
The very beginning, some regional competitions like Apex Korea showed us just what was possible in this new game. But all of them were eventually absorbed by Blizzard in preparation for the launch of the Overwatch League.
We designed Overwatch from the ground up to excel as a competitive game. We're looking for the top players in the world and the team owners who will form the Overwatch League. There will be regular schedules, professional contracts, free agency, baseline minimum salaries and benefits, providing more stability for teams and players.
Like, again, like this was when this first was coming out, it was super exciting because I mean, you don't really hear this type of stuff. It's either really like boom or bust when you're playing esports. Right now, it's hella bust, but you know, usually it's just boom or bust. So you know, you're either really eating or you're not eating at all. When you're talking about minimum salaries, like baseline salaries, free agency pools, like qualifying rounds, like you know, what was the under Overwatch League? There was another contenders. There's contenders. There's like a pipeline to get into the league. I mean, this is kind of a big thing. But, you know, again, the question was, how are you going to afford this and sustain this? Like how? You know, I don't know. It just seems like a lot to do. And there's a reason why a lot of esports, they don't pay a lot. I mean, it's just, you know, not the most marketable thing. So, I mean, when you see, I mean, again, now, like when you come around these days, that kind of previous era, when you see like Fortnite making insane amounts of money, League of Legends making insane amounts of money, like on these big main stages, like that was kind of like a relatively kind of new thing. So, you know, to see that they're trying to set a baseline for everything, kind of make it stable, it was kind of a big deal. But again, my mind was like, I don't know how you're going to continue to afford this. Like I was thinking at first, you believed it because the crowds were hype, everybody was showing up, those seats were filled, the events felt big. But like if you slipped up anywhere, like you didn't sell out, you didn't kind of keep the revenue up while you were going, it felt like you were a couple of mistakes away from bankruptcy. Like you had these stadiums that you're renting out, like the overhead, like the amount of staff that you have to keep this on the level that it was. I mean, it was just kind of a lot to contend with, you know, as far as I was seeing it.
When it was announced that Blizzard was starting Overwatch League, obviously everyone was very excited. Everyone thought it was going to be a huge step forward for esports. It was definitely seen as this moment where esports was going to become legit, because that's obviously something esports has struggled with for a long time. And they had this talk of like, we're going to have 50K minimum salaries, and you know, the players are going to have healthcare and pensions, and you know, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be this huge scale thing.
These guys are getting paid to do this. The league minimum is 50 grand a year?
Yes.
And how high does it go potentially?
So there currently isn't a salary cap. So the scale is as good as, and is, to me, demand of the players.
Now, so Overwatch League, is that like, Mike, is that like the NFL? Like, is that today's version of the NFL, only an online
yeah,
game?
Megan, this is how they've dialed it up. I mean, they're now envisioning Boston playing against New York, or
Mhm.
Boston playing against Houston, and Miami playing against Houston.
Players flocked to the scene, chasing new opportunities and glory. And chasing a different kind of opportunity, investors began to pour in as well.
Football, baby,
Once I think
Patriots.
The Kraft Group came on and officially became the backers of the Boston Uprising, then it was kind of like, oh, this is big. And I'm pretty sure that the Kraft Group then kind of like, you know how millionaires are, they all hang out together, I guess, and they were like, oh, I own an esports team, you should own an esports team, and they all got around and started buying and paying for esports teams, and that's when it was kind of like, oh, we have like something really, really big here, and it's bigger than I think anybody thought.
This is being touted as the next NFL
Huge.
compared to the Premier League of the future. What's your vision for this? Is that for real?
Yeah, that's our vision for how we're going to.
The Devils themselves. Two really rich devil dudes making a lot of money, playing with a lot of money, and not being really great people.
Celebrate and reward our players is build a league that is like the NFL, only global. And it's going to take some time, but what will make it really easy is having great partners like Robert Kraft.
As far as actually valuing the franchise,
Like, what did it cost you to start the franchise roughly, and what do you think it's worth right now, a short time later?
it's been reported within like the $20 million range for the first teams. That's fairly accurate, but that's not what you would actually pay to.
You think you could sell it for a lot more than that now, though?
Absolutely.
Not
For
now.
the fans, though,
Not anymore.
It wasn't just about the money. This was the dawn of a new era, an enormous new offering, and the people were here for it.
113 players from 19 countries have been signed, all of them with the single goal to be crowned the Season 1 champion. The wait is finally over. It's time to kick off the inaugural season of the Overwatch League.
But it looks like the Boston Uprising are too busy trying to take the point. That's the Widow Duel one. Again, Philadelphia Fusion.
Widow duels, man.
Striker though lands a big triple on the barrage there. The Graviton helping
supports are caught together. That's what they needed, but Carpe strikes in again. This is unbelievable.
Gladiators, another hack trying to come through from hydration onto agility, so you know how devastating the hack is now.
Dude, Fissure was cracked.
He's got another jump. He gets knocked back, barraged in. This is a bit ballsy. Fissure takes him down.
Again, you don't really see that anymore. Like that's what made Overwatch League feel insane. Like Overwatch being played at a level where you couldn't even fathom what they were trying to play. You just saw Winston. Maybe Winston's kind of do that, but I don't really see it like that. Maybe it's because of the level I'm at or rank I'm at. But like, you don't see these dudes flying off the map, chasing Pharahs, slapping them around, and getting mad kills. You don't see Widows popping off like that anymore. Like, dude, there was something electric about Overwatch. Oh my god.
Fisher, not many Widowmakers would go for this play.
Yeah, but Pinewood,
and he just absolutely nails it here. Even Fishiga, what a flick.
Oh,
Beautiful.
I think it was initially pitched as like, you know, NFL for esports, and it seemed a little far-fetched, but there was some part of you that wanted to believe that. I still remember the moment of loading up opening night. I think it was San Francisco versus Valiant or something. 300K viewers on Twitch, and like the show's getting started up, and it's hard to see that number and not be like, dang, this really could be something.
Oh, the inaugural season was just unmatched. The energy that it brought, all the new fans it brought in, because it not only brought new fans to the game, but to competitive esports.
XQC again.
Okay, I like this with the Gladiators. This is cute. They're gonna try and circle around. The Spitfire, want to interrupt this a little bit here. Where are you going? Where are you? Oh, the high ground. Oh, this is so nasty. Shulfor's chilling in spawn. I'm gonna call this the merry-go-round because it makes me laugh.
What is happening?
Switches to the Widowmaker at just the right time. Closer drops down, and it's a day in the shooting range
Like-
for Lane Roberts.
But in spite of all the excitement, passionate fans, and avid supporters, there were questions too. Blizzard was promising more than any esports league in history. A city-based model with home and away games, new stadiums, and more infrastructure than anything that had come before. Could they really pull it off?
You know, we think with the Overwatch League and the city-based format, which is not just unique for esports, you know, a league where Shanghai plays Los Angeles in the regular season has never been done in sports either. It's really the first of its kind, and we think it's going to be something really special for a lot of years to come.
Personally, I was a little bit worried because it sounded like a logistical nightmare. They were aiming very high, and being able to reach to the goal that they wanted with everybody just traveling, considering the logistical nightmares, again, as I said earlier, with the venues, with the visas, with preparations and so on, it was a tough dream to achieve.
There's obviously a huge fan base out there that wants to engage with this content live, wants to go and attend events and feel like they're a part of the global community celebrating the best gamers in the world.
Overwatch is a global
Jonah
sport.
Hack,
Overwatch
holy.
is played all over the world. That's why it was important to us to have a global league. We have a huge audience in the U.S., but we also have a huge audience in China and Korea and France. and
Bitcoin
Germany.
at the time, Bitcoin was $8,000, by the way. That tells you a little bit of something about the times. Oh my goodness, if I invested a little bit more in Bitcoin at that time. Ugh.
In the UK, Brazil, all over the world.
It was just really getting hyped up to a point of like, this has got to be bigger. And I think even though there was conversations after the announcement, when they got kind of quiet, there was conversations of people being like, they have to be having a hard time setting this up logistically and money-wise and selling it to people.
But in the early years, the league blew up. New and returning fans tuned in and fell in love with something genuinely hype.
Is this the secret weapon for the London Spitfire? Is this the answer to their problem? And Tuno's down again. That heralds disaster.
God.
Fusion and Carpe wasn't far behind. Prophet.
God.
He's killed 4 players now on his own.
6v6 needs to come back fast.
Prophet finds 5 kills on this traitor, and you better believe that's enough.
Like again, first of all, let's get through this ad real quick.
Plant this if my garden doesn't.
Like 6v6 was, you know, chaotic, but in such a very good way. Like until the meta started getting really boring, 6v6 was just so good. Let me get to this. 6v6 was so good. Like it was just electric. Everything was crazy fun. Everything was crazy fast. Sometimes it was miserable. Don't get me wrong, but like it was such a blast to play during that time. But like they were talking about, that overhead must have been demonic. Oh my goodness. Like you have to pay for all these like people to get, you know, their visas. You have to pay for all the planes. You got to travel. You got like, and that's a whole thing. You have to house these players. Like, oh my, health insurance. Like, you know, that's just talking about like that lower player, getting them to move around. Like I said, those stadiums, the staff, the overhead must have been ridiculous. So like the margins that they were working on couldn't have been that easy to kind of deal with. It really couldn't. Like, dude, I don't know. Like it provided for a nice atmosphere and it provided for a very nice like moment in time. But again, like, shoot, I'm sure they're going to talk about it a little bit further on. Like, you know, COVID, like when that popped off, you know, that must have killed everything. That's when things started to get real slippery, I'm sure. And then Overwatch 2 coming out, and then people having to adjust to that format, teams being moved around, players not being part of the mix as they used to be. Like, that must have been a nightmare. And like with things like this, with insane amounts of overhead and insane amounts of, you know, things to keep track of, one thing could, you know, kill you. But we're talking about 2 things, 3 things. Like, and you're talking about one being a global thing and another thing being like, oh, your product is a different product. I mean, a lot of that could really stop you in your tracks. I mean, I can't see how it could go any other way for the Overwatch.
But Overwatch as a game was struggling more and more with balance and meta issues.
My goodness.
Slowly but surely souring the fan base on the league. And
Me.
a particularly notorious offender was GOATS.
As we saw sort of season 2 come around and, you know, players starting to really orbit around a very safe way to play, we had the GOATS meta sport, which was a composition that featured no DPS players.
I think we're just going to focus on basics, you know, just play GOATS. And
This is just
No DPS. 0 DPS. 0 DPS. None. So all those Widowmaker shots, all those pop-off moments, say goodbye. You're seeing the most calm comps ever. Like, I remember playing Zenyatta at the time to feel something. Like, I got a lot of Zenyatta hours during that time.
Teams, but London with that sound barrier looking to end this fight.
Look at this. It's like a tug of war.
Anywhere on this, Birdwing's got another grab, the second into the fight, gonna catch several again. Follow-up still not
All
quite
cooldown
there.
management.
Transcendent's able to keep him alive, and now finally someone dies, and it happens to be Prophet.
And that's GOATS in a nutshell. From the viewing perspective, it was certainly boring to see the same
Oh my
heroes,
gosh.
you know, on every map and every match, right? You know,
Goats,
I do
goats,
feel like
goats.
that's something that could have been dealt with a lot sooner than it was. You know, we needed a patch, and it didn't come for whatever reason.
We do see the
Horrible.
Outlaws are going to pull out Dante's Tracer. This has been some of the things that
You see how
Outlaws have
excited?
been waiting for.
You see how excited people were to see a different comp. But you know, watch what's about to happen. I'm sure you know what's about to happen after like a few attacks. First of all, Temple of Noob is annoying as heck. But anyway, let's see what happens.
Good Tracer player on Houston. It's Jake on the far. This combo's worked well for them before, but as soon as they see the defensive setup, they will just simply swap it away. Crucial time lost here for the Outlaws.
You see, it was immediate. They're like, as soon as like, you can't have fun. You see goats, you can't beat goats unless you play goats. And the fans were like, dude, finally, like some variation, something. And it was immediately pulled back. Like, and they wasted time doing that. Like, it hurt them to do that. Like, come on, dude. It sucked so bad.
The fans here in the studio give their opinion.
Well, you know, you want your team to win, right? They're going to have to play what's meta.
Chat, I cannot imagine what it's like to be a pro player right now. Chat, I want you to think of this, okay? People and pro players scrim this meta probably 6 to 8 hours a day.
And I think that after a while we realized that was maybe not really conducive to exciting gameplay, or at least a varied, you know, array of different gameplay styles.
Trash.
So there's definitely a dark patch in Season 2 where DPS were not necessary.
GOATS wasn't the only thing the community found repetitive, though. As the Overwatch League became more and more commercialized, some players and teams began to feel redundant. That personal touch, the magic that drew in so many people at the start, was beginning to fade.
So I think over time,
the league lost a lot of its personality. Like, it just started to feel very bland, and you know, like there were so many teams as well. There was like 20 teams, and it was just like, do I care about team 18 playing team 17? No, not really. And even again, like I said, there wasn't much to distinguish that match from any other match.
More and more people began to feel that the fan experience just wasn't the same, and negative sentiments began to spread throughout the league. Some people started to question the future of the whole enterprise.
I've seen people say, well, Goats is dead, and now it's just double sniper, and that's going to be terrible. Or, oh, now everybody's just going to play McCree. And at a certain point, I'm like, what the hell do you people want?
So, in other words,
poor Kaplan. Because there's that, like, dude, like, again, what they were competing against, especially those devs at the time, they were competing against the magic of the earliest moment. Like, you're competing against those electric moments that you saw in the past. Like, it's very difficult to compete with that. And at some point, it just became too big. And when we say too big, it was too much scaling and not enough filling. Like, it's very hollow. It felt very hollow at some point. Yeah, like I don't blame Jeff for being a little bit frustrated dealing with this, but I mean, like you saw, they were starting to scale it out, making it more commercial and all those things. It just didn't feel like home anymore. It didn't feel exciting, and you know, Goats really, like, I'm telling you, I don't think they stated it was Goats, and they're talking about the scaling and all this stuff, but they are not, like, I think they're understating how much Goats kind of sucked the life out of the game at that point in time. They just took way too long. And if people see a flaw, like Helldivers 2, like, it was a very magical moment. Like, everybody was in it, everybody loved it, everybody was playing it, everybody was about for Earth, for Super Earth, democracy, kill the bugs, kill the robots. Everybody was excited. But once that Sony thing happened, then the magic kind of disappeared a little bit. And then, you know, once that magic disappears, they started nerfing weapons, and people hated that. Like, it's a cycle. Like, as soon as something negative happens and you destroy the magic of something, it starts to get ugly. And it's hard to regain that type of feeling that you have in the past because it's not real. Really, it's not real. The rose-tinted glasses, the love, once that's taken off and they kind of look at the product, it's really difficult to get that magic back. So Jeff Kaplan did his best. I don't know what took so long on Goats, but, you know, I don't blame him for being frustrated, confused, and not knowing how the heck to approach this at this point. And then the league, I mean, you got these people, like they said, it's 20 teams. I cared about the team I like Washington Justice. I wanted to buy a jersey for him, but I kind of held off on it. One, because it was expensive. I didn't have the money for it at the time. But, you know, two, it was like, am I going to really sit here and watch them play Goats? And my team wasn't even particularly that good. So it was like, I'm going to watch my mid-team play Goats when the players on that team are very good at Cassidy. Like, Corey was very good at hit scans and stuff. Like, yeah, he's playing Zarya, but I mean, like, it's not what you came here for. Sinatra, you came to see him play Tracer. Like, you don't want to see him play Zarya, even though he made it electric in his own way because he's such a talented player. It wasn't really doing that well. So again, that magic, that rose-tinted glasses, when that effect is gone, like, be careful. If you're a game dev out there, or, you know, you make something magical, be careful, because, you know, as soon as that magic's gone, it's very hard to get people back after that. It's very hard.
You don't want him to eat all the ults in the game like D.Va.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
There are these moments of regret that you have as a game developer.
True.
And perhaps eating everybody's ult is one of those.
But there was a big change on the horizon for the Overwatch League, just not one that any of the fans wanted. The decision to take the league's broadcasts from Twitch to YouTube was instantly controversial, especially after reports that they left a $90 million deal behind.
The Twitch deal collapses, and then what Blizzard do is a deal with YouTube to put everything exclusively on YouTube, which caused a ton of problems. Because really, you want your esport on Twitch, if I'm totally honest.
I was not able to speak publicly about OWL while I worked at Twitch for obvious reasons. But you better believe that I was the guy in every f***ing meeting going, this is stupid and you're all stupid.
He should be that mad, actually. Like, and that's the problem with working in corporate. Like, if you work in corporate, it does not help. It does not behoove you to be too loud about the dissent that you have. If the company's going a certain way and you're too loud and you're, like he said, this is stupid, you're all stupid. First, I'm sure he said, this is stupid. We should not be doing this. And he was like, this is my position. Like, I've been working at this company. I believed in this product. This is not a good idea. I'm sure he said that in a very corporate, safe manner. And then once they stop, like, obviously, like, once you start doing something in a company and you speak out a certain way, you stick out like a nail, guess what happens when you're a nail that sticks out too high? You get hammered down. So when you say you're all stupid, that's what it becomes. Like, they're not listening to you and you know where this is going, but you can't stop the train because it's a whole train and you're one person. And you know what happens? The show's going to go on. So they're going to take you out of your position. They're going to move you out of the way, make you less effective in whatever you're doing. And they're going to keep moving the direction he's going. So he's super frustrated. And at the time, Twitch, like, nowadays, it's a little different. Like, if they did the YouTube deal nowadays, I don't know if exclusive is ever the right thing to do these days, but at least it makes a little bit more sense now. Like, people watch live streams on YouTube, but back then, nobody was really watching anything on YouTube. Like, I'm streaming on YouTube exclusive right now because all my stuff is here. Like, I don't want to pay for extra stuff, and like, I need to like really figure out how to use regular OBS so I can just do it right. Got to bootstrap myself. But you know, like, you picking one and not it being Twitch was a mistake at that time. It was just a really big mistake. You're going to a barren land, wasteland. Nobody's gonna do that, man. Nobody's gonna watch your broadcast on YouTube at that time. So yeah, man, I can see the frustration. I can understand the frustration there.
It did not feel good. I'll tell you why it didn't feel good. Because that league cost a lot of fucking money, and a year later, 11 of my fucking staff was laid off.
You see?
Overwatch
you
has
see?
the highest average minute.
You see what I mean? Like I told you, like, it's like working for corporate. Nowadays, in the past, it might have been a safe feeling, nice time. You know, you're working, you can build your way up. But now it's about growth, scale. And the Overwatch League was an attempt at growing. And what they did was they made a gamble. And what happens when corporate gambles, people lose their jobs. Like, people lose their jobs. So it's just not a good feeling, man.
Audience of any channel on Twitch. What we've learned is a couple of things. One is
and they're number one
for the biggest audience, right? And if we were to do a do-over, I would say, let's not go to YouTube or go exclusive just yet.
Yes. Dude, there's also a big change that the OS League is just gonna die completely. Like that's a big change.
You want to learn new data skills because,
dude, I mean, like, it's not rocket science. But for some reason, I don't know why it's rocket science for some corporate. Like, I think like the CEOs, the higher level people, they're married to an idea, and they like, 160 million. Look, what can we do with that? Like, they don't think about other logistics. They just see the big cash. They see they have to pay for all this crap that they promised. And like $160 million is probably a good way to get your way out of that scenario. It's probably a decent way to kind of mitigate some of those charges. But they don't think about, what about the fan base? Will they follow us? Like, I feel like they make the assumption that since we're producing the only league for Overwatch, I mean, people are gonna have to watch us, right? They're gonna have to follow us. It's not the case. It's just so not the case.
Guys, we've been watching the coronavirus for weeks now.
And there's that part.
Continuing to see the market action trade around
too many things
we get, but the coronavirus is also hitting esports, as popular gaming leagues like Activision Blizzard's Overwatch League and Tencent Holdings Riot Games.
Because it seems the coronavirus has spread to South Korea and
more
countries as well, the Seoul Dynasty homestands will be canceled. And when they got word of the virus spreading, they had to speed run packing all of their stuff in order to make a last-minute flight back. This is scary stuff, man.
COVID struck at the worst possible time for Overwatch League. We were just moving into what was the long-term dream of the Overwatch League, was to have homestands, to really make this city-based model work.
There's more to come.
It's too many things.
What's that? I think, yep, it's the Envoy XL take on the London Spitfire.
If that had been able to happen, that would have been magical for the Overwatch League, and it could have been an incredibly different future from what we're seeing now, because that was the grand vision.
There were a lot of changes with the matches moving online. What was the biggest takeaway for you guys in terms of adjusting to these new situations?
Obviously, being in our own rooms, we're on TeamSpeak together, so it's not really as humane-like, I would say.
Despite some arguments that COVID actually extended the OWL's lifespan, ultimately it put the biggest, most interesting thing about the league on the back burner indefinitely, and that was devastating. Eventually,
that's too much. Like I said, like sometimes organization or sometimes certain things only, like certain like events, organizations, Overwatch leagues, they're holding on. Like they make it look like it's a very stable thing, but it's holding on by a few assumptions, a couple of assumptions. If you have a bad game, which they had at the time, that's a problem. Like that will kill your viewership. That will kill your league itself. Over time, it'll suffocate it. But when you start like money, overhead, like you having to pay for this, moving to YouTube, that's three things that's so difficult to keep up with. Then you have COVID. Like, that's game over. Like that chokes most things. Like they're lucky they survived that long. Like they said COVID probably extended Overwatch League's life, just a little bit longer. Just to think about that, like, dude, it was on a thread for a while. They scaled too far, too fast, and they made too many bets. They gambled too much.
The pandemic began to ease off. Maybe that could have been a chance to see the league return to its original plans, but instead, Activision Blizzard had to deal with another sort of illness, the kind that rots companies from the inside.
A frat boy culture. That is how Activision Blizzard is now being described here in this new lawsuit filed by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing.
The agency alleges that male employees play video games during the workday while delegating responsibilities to female employees, engage in sexual banter, and joke openly about rape, among other things. So they're making the girls do all of the work while they talk about rape and harassing them.
I saw a lot.
Dude, that's too many things. That's too many things. You understand? Like, it's not like the game being sucky was like a piece of it. It's just a tiny piece. And they just started like I said, that rose tinted glasses, once you take it off, it's very hard to put them back on. And they were really trying to tell you to throw them glasses across the room. At that time, it was just L after L after L after L. I'd say I don't get it, but at this point, it's like human nature. Like keep an eye on whatever creator that you see, or keep an eye on whatever, channel that you watch. Like over time, once them glasses come off, you're going to start seeing the flaws left and right. It's going to get ugly. It always gets ugly. Always falls apart. Always. For everyone.
A lot of people just want to boycott the league when that news started coming out. All of the internal Blizzard struggles really just did more damage, and the sponsorship end as well. We had all these different sponsors, and now poof, it's all gone.
The danger here is YouTube go, you know what? We don't want to be associated with you because T-Mobile don't want to be associated with you. Coke don't want to be associated with you.
Brands like that were not putting money in anymore, and of course that's going to hurt, the bottom line. If you've got teams all around the world and you're spending money to bring DJ Khaled to perform at your finals, and sponsors are pulling out.
DJ Khaled? I didn't understand that one either. It's such a weird time. It was so weird. This is so weird.
Because of the news that's breaking that your company might have been like an absolutely horrific workplace for women to be in. I don't understand how you could then keep an expensive esports league up while that's going on.
For a long time, I think they've just been a horrible company. They have not been that golden age Blizzard people like to pretend that they still are. It is a company that is so far out of touch and so corrupt that it's gross.
It was a bummer. It was a bummer to see, that happen to League because, as far as I'm aware, that part of the whole machinery at Blizzard Activision didn't really deserve that hit, So they certainly felt the effects, right? The sponsors leaving through, no fault of their own. So I think they sort of ended up being kind of like secondary victims to the whole situation, right? Where, you know, they were also very negatively affected by all this happening.
And what's even perhaps more sad to acknowledge is that a lot of devs that you might find to be heroes, I find to be heroes of mine, may have known about this all along and maybe even participated in it. It's horrible. And
Rose tint, like what you see, this face right here, he could be dramatic or whatever. You can think about, but this is what it looks like when the magic is gone. That's it. Once you got your fans, you got the people you look up, like he said, he looks up to these people. Understandably so. Like, they created some of the best IPs that you ever played ever. They're making gaming history. They make gaming what it is today. Maybe not the worst aspect. They are contributing to it now. But like, you know, Diablo, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, like these very Hearthstone, like all these amazing IPs. And what you're seeing right now is that you figured out that these dudes were doing it by any means necessary. Any means necessary. Like once that magic's gone, people don't want to support you anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how good your product is sometimes. If you're not, if the magic isn't there, it's very human. Like, you don't want to support it. You don't want to be a part of it. Like, it's kind of sad. It really is kind of sad.
Even as public outrage over the harassment suit and internal demons threatened to tear Blizzard apart, players were getting fed up with the lack of meaningful changes. Worse yet, Blizzard seemed to be focusing on Overwatch 2 instead of looking for ways to improve the original game.
They were moving over to the Diva, just going to be duplicating that up, and Jackson now finally unleashing that support ultimate he was saving. It's more than enough to try and clear them away, and Violet falling means there's going to be a lack of heals. That sounds as well.
Maybe this is going to be a hot take. I think this shit is the worst thing to happen to Overwatch. This shit is f***ed up. It is not fun. It is not skill. It is fucking bullshit. It is dog shit. This is so
He is not
bad.
happy.
I don't know, because people are going to say, oh, what about Brig release? Or what about fucking goats? Or no, this is so bad.
There was no lights.
Dude! Why would they even, like, I know why. Like, I know why they would make Overwatch 2. Clean slate, you know, reset the balancing, because it was very hard to balance the game at the past. And then, you know, eShop, you know, they sold us on PvE. But, you know, they had too many things going on. Like, what is that, 4 or 5 different problems? Like, how can a league survive? Like, the league itself survive. It's surprising that Overwatch itself is surviving, but the leagues around it? Like, come on, like, dude, there's too many things. There was too many things at once.
In that tunnel, like that tunnel was pitch black. We were doing more than fumble in the dark. We were running into walls. Like, it was just double shield. There was no hope. There was no communication. Zero, nothing at all.
And once again, Blizzard seemed fixated on the wrong problems.
Overwatch has always been played with 2 teams of 6 players. Overwatch 2 will be played with 2 teams of 5 players.
Holy shit! I think it's going to suck in the long term for off-tank players, because inevitably it will mean that we're probably going to see some tank players getting shafted and going to be losing their jobs in some capacity.
I would say it looks better than it did before, but there's a long fucking way to go. There's no way that this is the work that had been done in like 2 years. There's just no way.
A lot of people were just kind of frustrated.
2 years.
Losing out on what we had in Overwatch 1. One of the biggest draws that they had for the game was the fact that it was a 6v6 arena shooter, not a 5v5 like every other, you know, game out there is kind of been. So I think there's a lot of disgruntled people losing out on things like that, not wanting some of their favorite characters to be reworked, because, you know, you might have to learn a completely different play style depending on what hero you like to play.
You're literally cutting an entire role. It's like baseball being like, now we don't have a shortstop. All of a sudden they cut a role out and teams have to adjust.
There is a community that wants a lot of Overwatch 1 back, and they think a lot of the magic was lost in 5v5. Whether or not that can be fixed with tanks being updated or supports being nerfed, we'll see. We'll see it in the next year. Like, if it doesn't get better the next year, like, I think more and more people will start to realize, like, maybe we did have it better.
And even when Overwatch 2...
Keyword, he said, the magic is gone. Like, you see, it's the magic. Like, it's lightning in a bottle. Like, when it comes to stuff like this, game changing, like big IPs, lightning in a bottle. Mickey Mouse is a lightning in a bottle. Disney, the only thing Disney did around that was take old fairy tales and apply them. But Mickey Mouse was brand new. Lightning in a bottle. Like Overwatch, lightning in a bottle. Like if you mess with the formula too much, lightning is gone. Open the cork. It's out of here. It's over. Like, so, a lot has been damaged. And as you can see, they're trying to talk about bringing 6v6 back because they're trying to capture that lightning. If they can get the lightning in the bottle, oh my goodness. If they can get a lightning in a bottle again, I don't know. Like, that would be a game changer. It really would be. But for them, they're trying to do that. They're going backwards. Going backwards now. It's kind of crazy. They created this whole new game, added some shaders, added some new heroes, but like they're rolling it back some. It's interesting to see. Like there's some lessons in it, for real.
Did come out, the promised and highly anticipated PvE mode never materialized at all. The player base started to spiral.
With everything we've learned about what it takes to operate this game at the level that you deserve, it's clear that we can't deliver on that original vision for PvE that was shown in 2019.
There was no need for Overwatch 2. It was a cash grab marketing scam that made them abandon the first game for years and
He's a little harsh. It's not a scam necessarily. I mean, it's a product for sure. You got a product. Maybe they promise you PvE, but it's free. The game was free. So, I mean, like, maybe it's a scam a little bit if you want to be very harsh and being like, oh, they didn't give you what they said, but the entry fee was 0. So it's a little hard to sell it as a scam. A bad decision? Poor decision making? Not necessary. Arguments can be made.
Just trying to cash grab, reskins, an upgraded shop. Anybody who tries to tell you that this has not been the biggest manipulation and scam in multiplayer gaming history is lying through their teeth.
Crisis after crisis
Not lying.
had eroded
Not lying.
the
I'm just
foundation of the
not using that hard language.
A lethal combination of unrealized potential, unfulfilled promises, and unrelenting monetary issues threatened to snuff out what was supposed to be the most important thing esports has ever done. As reports of mass layoffs on the esports side began to surface, it was time to admit that the death of the Overwatch League was no longer an if, but rather a when.
More so than anything else, the legacy of the league is going to be, as sad as it may be, a legacy of failure, of doing, as an American say it, biting off more than you can chew.
Yeah.
Really. Maybe going a little bit too big without really having the framework, the infrastructure, the management. I mean, I've heard so many horror stories about Overwatch League management, whether it's the orgs or the teams. And I think that, like, obviously it's a bit of a caution that, you need to make sure that you have the foundation, the fan support, the teams, the leadership that you need to be able to run something this big.
It doesn't help that the league was only in place for 2 years before a global pandemic happened. Like, it doesn't help that in the midst of that, they were behind the scenes working on a not sequel, then sequel, everything changed kind of thing. It is kind of like a perfect storm of shit that would kill an esports league.
Anything.
Going into an office.
It would kill any league. Just too many things back to back. Like I said, they kind of hit on everything, kind of all the points. Like, built too big, too fast. It's hollow. Like, the actual foundation, and you have this is where they built it out to. The foundation is here. There's nothing but space in between here. If the top of your structure falls, it collapses on everything. Like, and there's nothing to catch it. If the foundation was closer, yeah, you would lose something, but it wouldn't be a catastrophic failure. Like, again, corporate plays with growth, especially, because these were CEOs of other things. This is one big gaming CEO talking to a football guy for funding. These were football team owners that they went to own these things. They were just taking their little play money and they were throwing it at this thing to see if they can make mad money. It's just how it works. You invest in something, maybe a gamble. You got a budget for your little gamble. Some people got a little bit of budget. Some people got a lot of bit of budget to play with. They took their play with money. They see what they can get out of it. And once it stops being fundable, stops being nice, Coca-Cola's not with you, T-Mobile's not with you anymore, when the money's not there anymore, they're pulling back. They're pulling back. The collapse happens. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much. With barring all the other nonsense that was going on with this. It's just too many things at once. Man.
Seem as if Blizzard was ready to announce its plans for Overwatch esports at or around the 2023 Toronto Finals. But the writing was on the wall. This was going to be the league's last hurrah.
It's probably better for the health of Overwatch esports and probably better for the health of the players that it's dying, just because the format in its own, it's just not self-sustainable. It was inevitable at some point, so rather than later.
I think it's probably a lesson for people in terms of the ambition behind like what esports is. I think that like people presumably expected Overwatch League to become like a multi-million like sports rival. I think it just can't hit the heights that maybe we expected for it. And I think probably when you start to put in buy-ins of like 20, 30 million, the return on investment was going to be difficult.
Overwatch League has been a very ambitious project from day one, and a decent part of that ambition has been fulfilled. A lot of that has been left on the table, and in an alternate timeline, we can only imagine what that would have looked like.
I think Overwatch League will go down as it could have been amazing, ended up being underwhelming.
Yep.
Because the idea was great, that there should be a proper league for esports and a proper managed ecosystem for pro players where they feel job security, where they feel safety, where they can kind of grow without fear of, well, if we don't win this tournament, we're out of a job.
I think, unfortunately, that people are going to look at the Overwatch League as an example of what not to do, and it's hard not to look at it that way from how the league has went.
I had such high expectations and high hopes for this when I started. I mean, I moved halfway across the world for it. I completely changed my career for Overwatch. I really believed in it. Given everything that's happened with the league, teams are already pulling out, right? It's probably better if Overwatch League goes away after this finals. And I want to be clear that that's not saying Overwatch esports should go away. I think Overwatch esports can go through kind of a resurrection almost, right? Where it's like, I don't know what it would look like. We're going to be able to start building things again in sort of a more grassroots, genuine esports way.
The Overwatch League gave orgs the option to vote on whether or not they wanted to continue playing in the current system or cut.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I agree that this falling could offer an opportunity to kind of rebuild, but I don't know. I don't know how, like I said, the magic's gone and the product isn't as good. So, it's not magical anymore. It's not the thing anymore. So, it's kind of a hard thing to do. They have a couple of Rubicons to cross before they're able to say, hey, we got a functioning grassroots league again. And maybe it won't be the same scale as this. Maybe it won't be done the same way. But I don't know. Like, I don't know how excited people are to, do this again, to play Overwatch like that again. There's so many different competitors. Everybody's scattered left and right. It's a new generation of gamers now. It's not the same. The gamers that are playing this, like dudes like me, a little older now. There's a lot younger people playing this. I don't know how they feel about Overwatch. I don't know what their competition is. I don't know. I just don't know. So, a Phoenix moment or resurrection moment, it's a tough one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you can make it. I don't know if it can work its way up back to what this was again. I don't know. I don't know.
Their losses, take a payout, and withdraw. They all chose the latter, nailing shut the Overwatch League's coffin for good.
They are all amazing individuals and really did deserve better. Unfortunately, though, the powers that be that were much stronger than them. And I think Overwatch could have been amazing in that department, but they really fumbled the bag. They didn't fumble it once. They fumbled it, and then they fumbled it again. It's insane how many bad decisions Overwatch League made over the years.
The biggest swing taken in the history of esports turned out to be a failure. Overwatch esports will, of course, persevere, but the gargantuan, ambitious Overwatch League that was supposed to change esports as we know it is no more.
With this game and with its esports, you just see massive potential, but then you just see failure to deliver. And it's always from upper management positions, and it's always dropping people who are on the ground actually doing the good work. But there was definitely interest, and this is what makes it sad, I think, with Overwatch League.
The community remains as passionate as it's ever been. The fans that stuck with Overwatch through thick and thin are still here, cheering for what's coming next.
the hype that it was generating at the start. The overall interest was so crazy, and I think with this being such a unique model, there was so much potential for it to really thrive. Obviously, in the end, it was too overly ambitious, and people are going to look back at that. We knew what this league could have been. We saw it in the first season, even the second for a little bit. It could have been something amazing, and like there were a lot of special moments that really could have blown the esports scene away and be something legendary that people would remember forever. Despite the disappointment I might feel in some aspects, it's always good to remember that it delivered some special memories.
It did.
And that a lot of these players aren't to blame for any of this. They
No.
worked their hearts off for this, and it was amazing, honestly. Even as it goes away, I think we can all kind of cherish these memories. I think it's an esport that kind of captured some special things that no other esport would be able to do.
People cared. People cared. Like, you know, and I still love Overwatch. Don't get me wrong. It's still, I play it obviously all the time. I make a lot of content on it. So, you know, it's a blast. Like, even with the 5v5 format, like, again, I don't expect any game to be perfect, and I kind of accept it for what it is. But, like, these moments, you know, it's very hard to capture that again. I think that, like, and this is kind of like the lessons I've learned just growing up, like, just growing. Like, these things you can't avoid. As time goes on, things change. The things you loved as a kid that have been around your whole childhood, or things that you've, you know, loved when you're in early 20s or your late teens, you know, that you thought would be there forever. You're not just leagues, not just games, but like people even, you know, they fall off. Things happen. Like, life is a thing that's just changing. So, you know, for me, I accept those changes. And I just try to enjoy the thing for what it is. So if I can only enjoy Overwatch for an hour and a half a day, or an hour and a half a time, then so be it. So be it. I'm glad that the Overwatch League happened. You know, it made me love playing games more. It made me believe that there's something more. And I truly believe when they shot for the stars on this one and they failed, I think failure is also a good thing. It shows you not what to do. You know, it shows you the wrong things. So if you're falling in those paths, maybe don't do it the same. If you're going to make a mistake, if you're going to make the same mistake they did, maybe do it a little different. You know, add a little funk to it. If you're going to have to fail, just, you know, fail with your own little pizzazz. I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, yeah, Overwatch League, disaster. Yeah, there's too many things. There's too many bad things that happened. Back to back to back to back. When I say bad things, it's things that are out of your control. So worldwide pandemics, things that are in your control, you know, managing metas, being true to your audience, like not pivoting to YouTube too fast, making those types of decisions, not scaling too fast, not being abusive in the workplace. Like, these are things that are in people's control, you know. So yeah, I mean, Overwatch League, rise and fall, man. Sad a little bit, but again, this is just a lesson in life. So yeah, since this is, you know, I'm live obviously, but it's not even that obvious. I'm live, but since this is a video I'm cutting out, you know, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell you how you feel about the Overwatch League, if you have any feelings about it. If you watch this video to this point, my goodness, it's like about an hour. My God, way to turn a 28-minute video to an hour. Like button. If you didn't like it and you're still here, you're a psycho. You're a psycho. Leave the dislike button. Hit it anyway. I don't care. Yeah, I'm glad you watched this far. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell. I do stream a bunch of times. And yeah, Overwatch League. Kind of sad, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, that was a solid one. That was a solid video. To be honest, I made it a lot longer than I expected. There's one more video I was going to watch. AI cheating.
Get an extra.
Yeah, I was going to do a video on this one too. This was interesting. I did watch this already. But like, you know, I'm a developer. Like, I have experience in coding and cloud computing, all that cute stuff. I've made games, not good ones. I've been a solo developer for like 9 years. And, I've worked for companies for like 4 or 5 at this point, like, out there looking for more work. But yeah, like, so these types of stories, like leveraging AI, like, yeah, everybody says AI is like a fake thing. Not fake, but like it's hype. It's buzz. They're not wrong. There's a lot of buzz and hype around AI that it just doesn't simply facilitate the reason to be investing as much as people do. But in these scenarios, when we're talking about AI is very powerful. Like, there are some obvious use cases for AI, good and bad. This is a story about bad use of AI. There are some people to be afraid of in this world, and people who like cheaters, people who are willing to break every rule to kind of, I don't know what the point of cheating is. I'm not like a cheating person. Like, if I'm playing a video game, I'm just going to play the video game. If I suck, cool. If I don't suck, awesome, even better. But like, I'm not really interested in the game playing itself for me. It's not really fun. Like, it's not really a great use of my time personally. So I don't know the motivation behind people being cheaters. I don't get it. It's just, maybe it's not for me to get. But you can see kind of, if you're motivated enough, like how powerful a tool can be. And sometimes it's nefarious. So like, we're going to check out what AI cheating is, how they're doing it right now. Of course, I'm going to be leaving links in the description about this. But yeah, like, I'm going to get started on this video. I should have started the recording before, but that's okay. AI cheating. Is it a problem? Yeah, duh. Obviously, if you want to play your games, you want to have fun. Sorry, Apex World. Sorry, guys. Cheating is spanking y'all right now. Are they still getting spanked over in Apex land? Not great. I know in Overwatch World, people smurf a lot and do all the, paying for accounts and things like that. But like, cheating, like real cheating, like CSGO 2. I don't like CS. Boring. But CS gamers getting cheated like crazy in very fancy new ways. Yeah, I think that's a problem. Let's see what these people are dealing with. Not so much me, because Plat gamer don't got to worry about that. At least when I'm in Plat, I know the people who are playing me are actually playing. Because if you're cheating and you're in Plat, I don't know what to tell you.
At a time when the cheating epidemic seems like it can't get any worse, there is a growing concern that we are on the cusp of something that could set us back in a major way. AI cheats. All while Valve and other devs are supposedly working behind the scenes on AI detection models, hackers are doing the very same thing to better disguise themselves. These AI cheats are harder to detect, whether it's being looked at by the human eye or a machine, forcing devs to fight fire with fire, initiating what looks to be an AI arms race.
Brutal. Hey, drink some water. Stay hydrated, my man.
In my ongoing quest to understand and uncover everything I can about cheating, the topic of AI has continually popped up in both conversations about anti-cheat and cheats themselves. Now, as I'm sure we all know, back in 2018, Valve confirmed that they were using deep learning
Overwatch anti-cheat, not Overwatch.
To try and combat cheaters. This came as a direct result of cheating evolving at a rate that just was impossible for them to keep up with.
Dude.
In fact, in that very same GDC conference, Valve programmer John McDonnell confirmed that that's part of the reason they intentionally don't speak about VAC very often.
We don't talk about VAC very often, and the reason that we don't talk about VAC is that talking about it makes it less effective. And in particular, talking about detections just stops them from working.
It's such a sensitive, like, cybersecurity. I would love to get in that direction, but I just need a better baseline understanding of, I need to think like a hacker, and that's just something I don't have yet. Like, I need to expose myself. I have like basic understanding, Linux, Unix, basic understanding of, computing, software engineering. So I kind of have an idea where flaws could possibly be, but I don't have enough experience to kind of attack that way. So you're talking about a group of people who are highly skilled and highly motivated in creating cheats, because it is you could get so much money. Let me see. How much money is generated providing cheats? Video game. Let me see if I can put in hundreds of millions. Hundreds of millions. So you've got these people who are highly specialized, highly talented individuals. These people who create these cheats, they are a different beast, okay? They to me, are the scariest people because those people are geniuses. And not only are they geniuses, they are like pirates. They're like, they don't have the same moral compass that other people have. If they're gonna make a butt ton of money just creating things to ruin your day when you're playing your video game, you tell them there's hundreds of millions on the table for this? It is black market, so it's not regulated that much. It's perfect. It's just too perfect. It's too perfect an industry to put yourself in if you have that skill set, because it pays out. And you don't need an organization to pull it off either. Like, you talk about people who are like solo actors. Like, imagine, you have a skill set that you can make $100, $200, $300,000 on your own. Just a website, some code, and you keeping up with the trends in a game. That's all that's required. And you're making buku bucks. Like, dude, come on. Like, it's not that difficult to see why they're so motivated by doing this. It's not that difficult. So, dude, when you see lots of money being involved and you see a hyper-talented group of individuals, do not be surprised when you see people going crazy in this type of direction. It is nuts. And it's so sensitive that the people who are developing this thing, and this is why it's also difficult to get into cybersecurity and things like that, they can't even talk about it. They can't even talk that much. Like, unless you're part of the organizations, unless you're part of these groups and you have insider knowledge on some level, it's very hard to get this type of information because they can't share it. If they share it, they're basically disarming themselves. Hey, robbers, we have ABCD guns in the house. We have ABCD angles that we're going to see you from. Don't come at us. Like, come on, you're telling them the game plan. So it's very sensitive. So when you see cheaters and it's hard to combat for a lot of reasons.
For a simplified elevator pitch, they come to the conclusion that if a player using Counter-Strike's Overwatch can detect common patterns that would suggest someone is cheating, and deep learning is good at recognizing patterns, then it should be able to detect cheaters.
True.
Theoretically, this AI would be able to keep up with cheaters faster than a human could, constantly learning and getting stronger. Pretty sound argument. And fast forward to CS2, that's what a lot of us thought we were getting. This deep learning AI VACnet system that could detect cheaters based on Valve's extensive library of data. But it became painfully obvious that it...
How extensive is that data? All right. I get it. They do have a lot of games recorded. They've reported a lot of cheaters, a lot of footage. But like, to get a model, like an AI model, to work really, really, really well, they need like a lot of data. All right. So if it's not good, then it needs to like have more information, more data feeded into it to be able to be more accurate. So like, in theory, yeah, it makes sense. Like, okay, an AI should be able to detect cheaters quicker than a human should. It should. But is the AI good enough? Because if it's not good enough, there's going to be some time between the point where the AI is good enough and it actually has the effect that you want it to have. And again, like I said, the way these cheaters work, they're highly motivated. So they change how they cheat. They change the direction. They change how they do this. And the AI simply, again, it can't keep up. Like, unless you have a very strong model that you're building it off of, it's just as spanked as you are. You just added another soldier in the trenches for you in this AI cheating war. Like, come on. It's tough. This is tough.
Wasn't working. Cheating was at an all-time high with CS2, and I made about 100 videos covering the problem until Valve finally brought back Overwatch and things got slightly better. But I wanted to know why it didn't work. So thanks to my ongoing conversations with the Anti-Cheat Police Department, I asked Laser about this, since they too are working on their very own AI-assisted detection models.
This kind of thing, it's really only been used in like Counter-Strike 2, and as most people know, it went pretty badly. I think it's definitely like a step in the right direction of where like anti-cheats should be heading. And AI anti-cheat running at on the server is much less invasive than like a kernel level driver running on your computer at all times, like how Vanguard is.
Yeah, so like you see like just that's light. This is light work. Anti-cheat on the server, less intrusive than a kernel anti-cheat like Vanguard. Like you can't open up. I've had to uninstall like I was getting certified, in the field that I work in. I was getting a certification in Vanguard anti-cheat because I was trying to take the certification test from home. So to do that, you can't have any background processes running while you're taking this test. Vanguard anti-cheat was running, so I had to uninstall. Valorant? I didn't like Valorant that much anyway, because like CS. I don't know if it's better or worse. I just don't like those type of games. But like having Valorant on my machine brought this Vanguard thing, which was installed on my computer and is running to make sure I don't have any cheat software installed on my computer to protect their ecosystem. So you have to make these types of decisions. Also, when you're developing anti-cheats, what's more effective? What are you trying to accomplish? Like and when you're making not standardized decisions like this, so the industry standard is to have your anti-cheat on your machine, or the industry standard is to have the anti-cheat on your server. Since there's multiple directions you can go with this, there's multiple angles you can get attacked from. So it's such a sensitive industry. Like, again, I wish I had the brain for it. I really don't. I'm more of a builder. I'm not very much, I'm an investigator now. Like the last job I had made me really learn how to investigate. But like these people are master investigators, master data analysts, like masters at it. I just am a baby. I'm an infant in that world. Seeing the way they think is inspiring to me. I like seeing this type of stuff.
So in that regard, like CS2 does have the advantage where VACnet kind of does all the work like off the machine, and we think like that they were moving in the right direction, but the technology still wasn't quite there yet. As far as we're aware, they basically just completely disabled VACnet and have just gone back to the classic, like Overwatch plus VAC combination, which supposedly has been working decently. I think right now the classic methods of banning people is probably still more efficient.
You see how they said supposedly, decently? Like their language is very weak when they're combating. Like if they were doing a good job against these cheaters, these people would be like, yeah, we're spanking them. We're taking them. Go back to your mommy. They lost tens of millions of dollars messing with us. Blase blah, whoop-de-woo. They're wasting time. There's no point in trying to crack our stuff because it's hard to beat. They can't do it. And what they just said was the OG of dealing with cheaters, just reporting them is still more effective. Like that tells you kind of how advanced these cheaters are, how advanced they're able to, how good they are at what they do. It's kind of messed up. It's kind of the real world effect. Like all these super talented individuals have motivated themselves in a direction for bad or for not good. Now, I don't know what these people do for money. I don't know if they're supporting families and, creating cheats is the best way to provide for their families. I don't know. It's, I wish that wasn't the case for them, but if that's your skill set and the world is set up in a way and that's how you have to do it, I guess it's just a game, man. But like at the same time, there are other people on the other end that are getting chewed up and they're losing revenue and games are dying because of it. So it's like, it's very strange ecosystem. I don't want to call it morally gray because it's bad. It is bad, but also, I don't know if there's entirely selfish actors doing it or if it's people that just have a specific skill set. And this is what, like, imagine if you're passionate just about something that wasn't that good. Like, imagine if you had a passion for things that, hurt people, I don't know. Like, that's the type of thinking I do when I think about it. Like, yeah, it's not good. It's bad. I don't like it personally, and I wouldn't do something like that. Oh, look at the hero over here saying I wouldn't do bad things. But, like, I try to think the way people think, because they have to live with themselves at the end of the day. So, I'm sure they found a way to do it. So, yeah, man, I don't know. It's very difficult for these people to get beat. So, reporting is still the best way of dealing with it. In AI, on the company side, on the game developer side, isn't strong enough to catch cheaters the way they thought it would. It may be in the future, but you're gonna see in this video, like, just because your company is leveraging AI, you don't think these cheaters are about to do it to you? They're about to do it to you. They're about to spank you. Like, come on.
VACnet simply wasn't ready. Obviously, this is just speculation. We don't know what the current state of VACnet is or what exactly went wrong, but
Can't know anything.
I think it's a pretty fair guess, given what we've all experienced and Valve's reimplementation of Overwatch. Now, the fact that it didn't work, given the data set at Valve's disposal that they constantly boast about, isn't great. Yes, as Laser said, the idea is a step in the right direction. The issue is that we might be running against the clock here. Valve isn't the only one using deep learning and AI. Cheaters have been doing the same thing for quite some time now, and every day they get better.
We think that like the next stage in cheating will be largely revolving around AI, where instead of like having hardware cheats, which is where like most of the like super high level cheats are, we think that it'll probably move into peripheral spoofing, where like there's an AI that like controls your mouse, but your mouse is still controlled by the AI who's like that's like reading your screen and moving your mouse towards like enemies, for example.
Crazy.
Laser explained to me that his earliest memory of AI cheats was back in 2017 with Platinum Cheats. It was an aimbot that he says was able to record your mouse inputs and dynamically adjust itself to better match your natural aiming style to make you look legit. In 2021, this industry got even worse, with the ACPD reporting on these types of AI-assisted cheats, even working on console. Thankfully, giants like Activision stepped in since the problem was getting worse in games like Warzone, but they never fully went away. I won't name them, but today there are even more of these programs that make it look like you're not actually cheating, and they work even better and in a larger list of games. But why?
They get better. That's the thing. When you have a cottage industry, when there is money to be made, people will do anything to get to that money. And this is one of those things. They will innovate their butt off, and they'll probably make some copies of other people's cheese and rebranded it. You have other people that are actually the guys who make the dang things. Like, these people are they're cracked out of their mind. Like, as engineers, they are. Like, I mean, I don't know how you compete. Like these are multi-billion-dollar companies fighting this. Like, and they just can't. It's insane.
Why does the AI part of this make these cheats so much more of an issue? As I spoke about in my video covering hardware cheats, they are already difficult to detect.
Hardware, that's crazy.
So how does deep learning complicate them even more? Well, think about it this way. If I train AI to learn how to pick up on habits seen in a dirty player, but at the same time, AI is training aimbot to act more naturally, it's going to be difficult for my system to identify what is legit and what's not, which can lead to false positives or the anti-cheat not working at all. Even your standard run-of-the-mill aimbot already has sliders that you can adjust to miss certain shots to make you look more legit. But now an AI controlling your mouse to look indistinguishable from someone who just happens to be a very good player? Now you understand why I'm considering this an AI arms race.
Not wrong.
The barrier for cheaters looking to take advantage of all this stuff, especially in games like Valorant, is the current cost. It is super expensive since you need a separate system to run everything on.
Okay.
Only turbo losers are going to spend thousands of dollars to cheat like this. At the same time, it's also very expensive for developers to implement AI in their anti-cheat. Speaking to Laser and what the ACPD is currently doing, to create a model that can adapt to AI cheats that disguise themselves as real user inputs is very complex and most likely incredibly expensive.
That's the one limitation with AI right now. Like, AI is powerful. It has some use cases, a lot of use cases, but it's not necessarily financially feasible at scale. Like, there's some cool, like ChatGPT, all those types of things. Like, is ChatGPT profitable right now? Like, OpenAI profitable? It doesn't necessarily. 5 billion. So you can see, I mean, this is just a simple Google search, so it's maybe not the most accurate way to measure this, but like, you can kind of see that even OpenAI, ChatGPT, creators of ChatGPT, the kind of the forefront of what AI is, how it's being made, how it's being innovated. They're one of the people, one of the leaders of the pack. They stand to lose more than they gain. They're operating at a loss, potentially. Now, take it with a grain of salt, but don't, because I'm saying it. But at the same time, like, AI is a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool that anyone could use to make them more efficient, to learn faster, to do anything really faster and more accurately. But and they have their limitations. They do have their problems, but they're too expensive to run at scale. It's too expensive. So, like, at scale, you just got to be careful. Like, yeah, AI is hype. AI is those things, but AI isn't completely hype. AI isn't completely a loss. It's not like just a fake thing that people are selling. Yo, Mari, what's going on? Good night, Max. Good night. Good night, man. You're across the planet. Yeah, like, the AI is not one of those things that is an end all be all, because it's just much too expensive to run. It takes a lot of compute to train these models. It takes a lot. So, companies trying to implement it on a large scale, they stand to lose a lot of money. So until AI becomes cheaper, I wouldn't expect it to be. It's a game changer, but it's not the game changer it's being sold it is to be yet. So yeah, like, but for these cheaters, I mean, if they're implementing AI on a smaller scale and they're asking for more money, then they're gonna get some big wins. They're gonna get some big stinking wins on their end. Like, the cost is just not gonna be much.
Riot has already said that they have put more money into their anti-cheat system than any other developer. I can see Riot moving to AI as the logical next step, but they are at the extreme end of things. A massive company with a lot of money. Smaller devs might not have the resources, and devs who don't prioritize competitive integrity or user experience might not care at all. And what happens if these AI cheats get so advanced that even a human review can't tell when someone is using them or not? Listen, full rage spin botters are obviously priority number one for games like Counter-Strike 2. But once those people are gone, who's going to stop the closet cheaters? Would it even be worth it or possible? It's to think about, but as a developer, would it be worth it to spend all this money on AI to fight against cheaters that are literally indistinguishable from legit players? It's grim, but if they can't keep up with AI without it leading to false positives, we might have to live with the fact that one day we may never know if the person we are playing against is legit or not. This isn't to say we're completely f***ed. There is a reality where developers make a breakthrough and we get the anti-cheat utopia we've all been hoping for.
Not usually how that works.
For that to happen, we have a long and arduous fight in front of us. What if, like, developers make a coalition and, like, everyone gets together? All developers need to work together to combat cheaters, and you need to, like, tithe a certain amount of
They're not doing that, by the way.
money towards developing, and every game, everything can use it.
Very, very utopian. Like, again, something like that could work, but developers are not interested in it. Like, they have too much competition. Like, again, like you said, all these multi-million corporations that can afford to all these multi-million-dollar corporations that can afford to create these anti-cheats and, like, leverage the AI, that's a benefit to them. Like, that's their edge on the market. And they're definitely not going to give that edge to everybody. Usually they don't do something. So, anti-cheats, they're going to have some fights ahead of them, especially because these highly motivated cheat developers are out there, and they're highly talented as well. They're probably the best talent in the industry. So you're fighting against the best talent in the industry. Sometimes money doesn't beat talent. Sometimes it just doesn't. Sometimes you got to mitigate your losses. Sometimes companies, like, I worked at a company. Security is utmost and it's important, but sometimes you have to skip out on some security features for cost or time to implement. Like, sometimes it's just not prioritized. So, you got to be careful, man. Cheating is already tough. It's already bad. Shouts out to Apex. Hopefully, guys, Apex also has the problem. They try to milk you guys for a little bit more money. But, you guys, everybody has their problems with this. And I don't see it getting easier or better for the most part. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Doesn't mean you quit. Doesn't mean you stop doing it. But like you said, some developers don't even worry about it. Dude like me, I can't worry about it. Like, I'm developing a game right now. It's not competitive. There will be some PvP stuff going on with it, but there'll be like a later implementation. Like I have to get the base game done. A solo developer like me with not a lot of money and not a lot of time, I'm not going to be able to beat people who decide they want to cheat on the thing. Like I won't. I just won't. Like I'm not smart enough. I don't have the talent. I don't have the exposure. Like maybe I'll be able to mitigate some of it through exposure and through dealing with it, but there's going to be untold amount of losses that I'd have to incur, on potential revenue or potential wins just to even, deal with it. So, I mean, like, it's just life, man. You just got to eat it, pick the best decision you can in the moment, take the L's. You can't have it all. And even though you made it and you deserve it all, it doesn't matter. People are there and they're going to take what they want. So, cheating. This is cheating. AI cheating. It's not great. It's not good. It's impressive. It is impressive. Don't know exactly why you would cheat in a video game again. I understand why you would cheat in other things. Cheat in the stock market. Cheat. I don't know. Cheat in sports. Like you're a sports player, you take steroids. I understand why you would cheat there. I mean, there's a lot of money on the line. There's a lot that you can earn. But I don't understand why you would cheat in a video game. Some people, I get it. Maybe you can build a large audience and you can create your own little ecosystem and get millions and millions and millions of views. There's a lot of upside there. But like for a normal person, just cheating to cheat, I don't understand it personally. I don't. Maybe they have some fun that they derive out of it in some way. But that is AI cheating. So make sure you'll like. Make sure you dislike if you didn't like what you saw. I didn't like what I saw, but I'd like the video if you watched to this point. Leave a comment. How do you feel about this? Are you scared? If you cheat, why? Why do you cheat? I don't know. Explain it. I'm not necessarily going to beat you up about it because it's just a video game, but at the same time, like, I'm curious to understand why. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell if you like to see the stream. There's a couple people who dropped by. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did. It was a long stream today. Yeah. Cheating. Not great. Not great. AI cheating? That doesn't sound good. That sounds even worse, actually. So, thank you for watching. BT Tenders. Out. Okay. That's pretty much it. I think I'm done with the stream. There's nobody left in the room. That works for me. Thanks for Manami for kicking it as long as you did. Mari, I don't Disconcito. Hopefully I said that right. Max with the 4. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. Hopefully you hit the like button while you were in here, but I do appreciate you, even though you're not here to see. But if you see in the VOD, if you come back and you see in the VOD, I am thanking you. Thank you so much. We'll be streaming again soon. More gaming, more commentary, because those videos are easier to make and people do watch them. The PS2 one, 50-50 dislike ratio. Don't care. Still was an interesting video. And I still left my opinions. I am very passionate about PlayStation. PlayStation was the thing that made me feel like gaming was gaming. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will be back in, I don't know, the next couple days on stream.